Hi guys, welcome to another video from the Football G. This is the review for the Manchester United game versus West Brom, which we won 1-0. But did it leave any of you with a good feeling winning that way? I don't think so, because even now, thinking back about how the game went, I still don't feel great. I'm not walking outside with my head high, because we scraped the win basically. We had to get a penalty to kill the game off. And we created chances, but nothing clear cut besides the one for Anthony Marshall, which he should have put away. West Brom were in this game. They had just as much a chance to win the match like we did. I think they created better chances than us when they had the opportunity, and they were more decisive going forward. I liked how they played on instinct when they do attack, and that came from Pereira and Diangana. I would like to honestly congratulate them. They had an excellent game. Their goalkeeper was outstanding. I did mention that Sam Johnson would most likely have a good game, because that's just something that happens whenever we have ex-players that come to United. Somehow they find a level that they never found before and they perform. And yes, Marshall made him look better than what he did, and majority of our players did with the chances that we took, because we never put it in the 90 in the side netting to actually force him to make a proper save. Most of the saves were within reach, but yeah, kudos to him. He had an excellent game. The way we're playing, it's become so predictable. Every team knows how to set up against us, but one thing that we're not doing is we don't have one guy who just, when the space is there, one of the defensive midfielders or even the centre back makes a progressive run right through the middle to try and draw the defense of the opposition out of shape. And this is something that teams don't know how to deal with, because when the game starts, the coach tells every player that this is the player that you'll be marking, this is the guy who's going to be moving in the area. So when he gets into a threatening position, you know that this is your responsibility. This play is your responsibility. But when you have defenders running through, or defensive midfielders running through, the defense normally are just set up to defend against the front four of Manchester United. That's why we need Pogba, Bruno to possibly play deeper, and he can make those runs. When we don't have a target man like we did yesterday, we do need those runs so that somebody can get onto the crosses from Teles. Teles becomes nullified with his deliveries if we don't have a target man. So we can supplement this by having a defensive midfielder run through the middle, have progressive runs. Even if he doesn't commit himself into the box with the ball or without the ball, it's just the fact that you are creating havoc, you're creating chaos for the opposition, and that's the purpose, and that's going to create more and different build-up styles for us. So we're not just stuck in the same systems, because right now you can literally predict where the ball's going to go at one time. Rashford's going to make a specific run, Martial's going to come and receive at a specific point or make a specific run, and it's all ineffective runs, and just the play is so predictable, which is frustrating to watch, because when you know the quality of players that we have, it's just disappointing to see this kind of football being played. So what I noticed about the game and the way we played and the setup and mostly the balance in our team is that we went way too defensively. I've said it in previous videos, when we play teams that are in the bottom half of the table, we don't need two defensive midfielders. It's unnecessary. I know that we want balance, like we want to protect our defense, because our defense has been very vulnerable this season. But we need to go all in these matches. These teams just sit back and they expect us to attack. So if we attack with four players, we're attacking with four players that have to attack against 6-7 defenders, because that's how this team set up. And I think it was an opportunity wasted where we could have played with one defensive midfielder, which I think we should take a risk on when we play our next game against a smaller team. Play with one defensive midfielder. Go and give Pogba the free role, go and give Bruno the free role, give Donny van de Beek the free role if you want to, whichever selection that Solskjaer does go with. But we need to take more risk. It's a must. We labor when we have only four players up front. It's like not enough people are making enough runs and there to support the runs and the passes that are being made. So it just, yeah, the balance is completely out. You can literally see once the ball shifts between the defensive six and the front four, because Fred and Matic just hold back. There's nobody who's actually committing themselves to get into the box and make that extra run. With Martial and Rashford, we have two young, talented, pacey, tricky players that have the capability to shoot. But yesterday I was so confused by what was happening with Martial. The energy that he normally showed was not there. The desire that he normally shows to get into threatening positions, even when it's not going to benefit him, but he forces a run so that it can draw players out of the space to create space for somebody else. He never did that yesterday, and whether it's rust, whether it's tiredness from the international break, I'm not sure, but that was so disappointing to see. Rashford normally gets the ball, drives at defenders, tries to beat them, goes to the byline, but yesterday I saw none of that. They made such ineffective runs, like continuously, and when we actually were able to get to the end of one of Bruno's passes through Wolf, then there's no supporting run. There's nobody else who finds the need to actually back this guy up, to trust that the ball's actually gonna reach where it needs to reach, and they will be there in case the player needs to play it back so that they can catch the defense while they're still out of position. Which makes me think that a lot of the players aren't trusting each other. They don't believe that the ball's actually gonna get to where it's supposed to be, because you're playing with a second thought where you're like, I'll wait and see rather. If it does get there, then I'll make the run. Not the mindset of a Daniel James, where if the certain flow happens, you know that this is where you need to be. Whether you're going to receive the ball or not, it's just part of the job to be there, so that when the ball does come, you're in a perfect position to take advantage of it. So there's something that's a little bit off in terms of the effort that's being put in by the team. I just expect a lot more, and I expect a lot more from those two, because they are the future of the team. But the way they played yesterday, it was very, very, very disheartening to see that kind of performance being put in after we haven't seen the team play for a while. So the reason why I said that Axel Tuanzebe should start in my previous video is exactly for the purpose of making those runs from deep, because he has the ability to hold the ball and to run with the ball better than Maguire. Because yes, Maguire can run with the ball, but Tuanzebe has more pace, so if he does make that run through the middle, defenders know that, and attackers know that he's got pace, so they need to close the space down. Once they close the space down, it creates space on the wings, which frees Rashford up, which frees Mata up, or Greenwood, whoever's on the wing. So I think that we need to integrate him a bit sooner into the team, just to give us that extra element, especially against the smaller teams. That's what our issue is. Against the bigger teams, we perform, we know what we need to do, we play our counter-attacking football effectively. But against the smaller teams, we have this issue where we labor, and it's as if we expect them to just open their legs and say, yeah, go for it. But it's not like that. You have to work to get that goal. You have to create and be threatening if you want to score and want to kill teams. We just don't have that at the moment. Yes, it's one game, but I must say that after watching that last night, and you guys know that I've been very outspoken about Solskjaer and just happy and expecting better things, because I could see the progress that's happening, but the effort that was mostly like I said, the focus point is the effort that was put into yesterday's match, and some of the runs from some of the players just didn't add up to me. And maybe people are right. Maybe we are starting to get a little version of the Mourinho show, where some of the players are starting to not believe in the coach anymore. We do play Istanbul's Başakşehir in the week in the Champions League, and we definitely have a bone to pick with them. So I expect the level to be lifted at least one level compared to what we had to witness last night. It should be a better game. There should be different faces for us to see. I will drop another preview video to give you guys my thoughts in terms of the predicted starting 11 and also the score prediction. And yeah, so look out for that, guys. But thank you, like I said, for tuning in. Enjoy the rest of the evening. Cheers.